When we the people perform the job performance review for the people that work for us, we have the right to express our opinion in that moment. And if anyone's listening at the other end of the mall, slightly to the right of here, get ready for some pink slips. Because you're not going to have the coalitions down here in this building that you've had for the last 2 years. We're going to bust those up. I love the Tea Party because in so many of the discussions, and Stephen and I have done literally dozens of Tea Party meetings, the focus has been on fiscal responsibility and making sure the government doesn't get bigger than what we let it get. But you know, we bear some responsibility for how big it has gotten. Because, let's hear it, church, we fell asleep. Let's speak the truth and shame the devil. We didn't do our job. Right? So that means we got some work to do. Now let me walk you through the Kevin McCullough four-step process of slavery, and that may sound really weird, but you are a slave to this process and you must understand it. What you think determines what you believe, and what you believe determines your actions, and your actions, when added up over the accumulation of your lifetime and eternity, determine your impact. We haven't been very clear in our thinking, because our beliefs have led us to actions that have led us to an impact that has built a $14 trillion deficit. And that's on us, people. That's on us. So let's think differently starting now. Those thoughts will change our beliefs into actions that will lead to a different impact. In other words, what we use our mind to think about is what we will be known as in the other life. So we will think, believe, act, impact in a different way. I love the conversation about the fiscal responsibility, because it's what we all need to be brought back to. We don't need Republicans to come to Washington and start acting like Democrats. That's kind of what set up the whole thing, so we got in the mess that we're in right now. So let's go clean houses. But here's I just want to focus in on one more thing. The Constitution does empower the federal government to do something besides fix our roads, and it is to keep us safe. On this administration's watch, since January of 2009, there have been 6 terrorist attacks that, as I stand in the shadow of the Washington Monument on September 11th, I'm ashamed to confess to you, 6 terrorist attacks on American soil. 3 military recruitment stations were fired upon by Johnny Jihad, who wanted to take out those who are the best and the brightest, who have given their life to serve our nation in uniform. But not only that, at a recruitment station, they were trying to take out the best and the brightest who were coming to join them. 3 times in early 2009, military recruitment stations were fired upon by Johnny Jihad. Fast forward the tape. December of 2009. Johnny Jihad's on a plane circling outside of Detroit International Airport. Although you would have a hard time knowing from what the mainstream media told you within the first 72 hours that that man was a radical jihadist. Not a very bright one, I might add. He couldn't even light his underwear on fire properly. Nonetheless, a terrorist attack on American soil, approaching an American airport with 300 of our citizens aboard. Fast forward the tape to last June, in the heart of my city, in the busiest intersection of all the world. Another Johnny Jihad comes and, again, not too bright, tries to light his car on fire, set off a bomb that experts said, had it ignited and had done its maximum impact, could have taken out 30,000 American lives. That was attack number 5. Wait a minute, that was number 6, because I left an important one out. See, this one, the terrorists were a little more lucky, because he aimed a rifle on a military base and he took out our finest on 19 different occasions, including a woman and a child. Every one of these terrorist actions are connected to an imam that lives in Yemen. And when Joe Biden was asked, should we go get this imam in Yemen, his answer was, I don't think the American people have a stomach for it. I'm sorry, Mr. Vice President, as much as you and your progressive leftist buddies may not like this, one of your constitutional duties is to protect your people. Not only that, we know that September 11th didn't happen in a vacuum. We know that people are still planning and plotting, that even as a kook of a guy in Florida says he's going to burn the Quran as quickly as possible, people in Afghanistan are chanting death to us. Friends, we need to be wide open in our eyesight. We need to be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. We need to stand for justice for all people. But we do not, when a Greek Orthodox church 800 feet from the World Trade Center Ground Zero location has been asking for permits for 10 years to rebuild its location in the aftermath of 9/11 and has been turned down 32 times by Mayor Bloomberg and the City Council of New York. And they have pleaded and pleaded and pleaded, please let us rebuild our small church in Lower Manhattan in the Wall Street District. If that is equal justice under the law, then we have no room for a 13-story mosque that is built as a Cordoba monument to an Islamic victory on American soil. Mr. President, I hope you hear us. It is equal justice for all of Americans, not just Islamic Americans. And it is my prayer in the aftermath of 9/11 that we remember the greatness and the compassion of who we are as a people. That we do something our president doesn't do. That we agree and be reminded and be resolved that we live in the most exceptional nation on God's green earth. And that in that reality, we will mind our business carefully. We will live with responsibility to one another in a personal compassion. But we will not give more of what we produce to a government who refuses to carry out her primary responsibilities, that is to keep us free and to keep us safe. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.